everyone, and welcome to Parafit PH. All right, today we're going on a special kind of hunt. We're on the lookout for a place to park our hard-earned para that checks three very specific boxes. It's got to be safe, it's got to be short-term, and it needs to give us a return of at least 7.1%. So here's the big question. Does an investment like that even exist in the Philippines today? Let's find out. The hunt is on. So first things first, where in the world did we get this 7.1% number? Well, this, my friends, was a super impressive dividend rate for the Pag-IBIG MP2 savings program for 2024. I mean, that's a fantastic rate, especially for an investment that's considered really, really safe. But there's a catch, right? It comes with a 5-year maturity. And that got us thinking, is it even possible to find an investment that could match that? Or, maybe even beat that 7.1%? But here's the real kicker. We want that return with our principal totally protected, and we want it in 12 months or less. So can we find a home for our Ipon that works not just harder, but a whole lot faster? Okay, so that's the challenge we've set for ourselves. Safety, a high return, and a super short timeline. It sounds tough, right? So where do we even begin a hunt like this? Well, you know what? We're gonna go straight to where all the action is, where the buzz is the loudest, the world of digital banks. I mean, if you're looking for aggressive marketing and those headline-grabbing interest rates, this is the place to be. This feels like the most promising place to start our search, for sure. All right, so digital banks have totally shaken up the savings game here in the Philippines. But the question remains, can they actually meet all three of our very, very strict criteria? Let's dive in and see. And whoa, right off the bat, we find something pretty incredible. CIMB Bank, right, with its GSave and UpSave accounts, is offering a potential interest rate of up to 8.6% per year. Wait, what? That's way above our 7.1% target. It almost feels like our hunt is over before it even really began. But hold on a second, because it gets even crazier. Check this out. Maya Bank is offering a promotional rate that can hit a jaw-dropping 15% per annum. 15 on your savings. I mean, come on, that sounds almost too good to be true. And you know what they say when something sounds too good to be true? You absolutely have to ask, pero I don't catch, right? What's the fine print here? Are these numbers for real, or is this just some clever marketing magic? We gotta dig deeper, because as always, the devil is in the details. And yep, here it is. The catch is right there in that key conditions column. So for CIMB, to get that sweet 8.6%, you need to be constantly growing your average daily balance by cashing in from external sources. And for Maya's incredible 15%, you have to be an active user, paying bills, buying load, using QR payments. The bottom line is, these amazing rates aren't just handed to you. You have to earn them. So let's break it down. The most important thing to understand is this. These aren't your typical savings accounts where you can just park your money and forget about it. First, these rates are promotional, which means they won't last forever. They require you to actively manage your account. You have to be an active banker. And like with Maya, that amazing 15% rate often only applies to a limited amount, say your first 100,000 pesos. So while it's definitely possible to get these rates, it's not a strategy for the passive set it and forget it saver. Okay, so the digital bank route has a ton of potential, but it's clear it requires some real effort on our part. But what if we want the complete opposite? What if we want maximum safety with minimum effort? Let's shift our hunt over to the safest harbor you can possibly find, government bonds. Now, for anyone out there whose number one priority is protecting their capital, treasury bills or T-bills are the absolute gold standard. Think of them as short-term loans you're making to the government. They're considered virtually risk-free. Your principal, your main money, is about as safe as it can possibly get. But what about the return? And this is where our hunt hits a bit of a brick wall. Looking at the results from a recent T-bill auction, a 364-day bill, that's a 1-year bill, is only yielding about 5.52%. You can see the gap right there. That's a long way from our 7.1% goal. We are nowhere near our target with this one. So you might be asking, why so low? Well, it all comes down to the big economic picture. Our central bank, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, has been keeping interest rates low to help stimulate the economy. Plus, inflation has been really, really low. It was reported at just 0.9% in July of 2025. In an environment like this, safe assets like government bonds simply don't have to offer high returns to attract investors. So, where does that leave us? Our hunt seems to be at a dead end. Digital banks are high yield, but they're also high effort. Government bonds are super safe, but their yield is just low. It kind of feels like we failed, right? But what if we've been hunting for the wrong thing this whole time? Maybe the most important discovery we've made isn't a product at all. Maybe it's the revelation that we need a completely new strategy. Now, I really want you to let this next thought sink in. We've been out here searching for a unicorn, this perfect investment that does everything. But the real power isn't in finding some magic product that doesn't exist. It's in building a smart, realistic strategy that actually fits the market we're in right now. Okay, so here it is. This is your new winning strategy, and it's just 3 simple steps. Step 1, we have to redefine what high yield actually means in today's world. Step 2, we need to embrace the idea of becoming an active banker. And step 3, we're going to build a hybrid portfolio. Let's break down what each of those means. This whole thing starts with a mindset shift. Instead of just thinking of it as a savings account, I want you to start thinking of it as performance-oriented banking. That super high interest rate from a digital bank, it's not a gift. It's more like a reward or a commission for your financial activity. So the key here is to pick a bank whose rules you can actually realistically meet with your normal spending habits. That way, you make your money work with you to earn that truly sulit return. So really, it all boils down to a choice between 2 different approaches. On one side, you've got passive saving. It's safe, it's predictable, but the growth is slow. On the other side, you have an active strategy. This is what unlocks the potential for those high conditional rates. Yes, it requires you to participate and pay attention, but your return is directly tied to your own financial discipline. You are way more in control. And so our hunt ends here, but it ends with a really important question for you. We've pretty much established that the perfect, risk-free, high-yield, short-term investment is basically a myth. So the real question becomes a personal one. What trade-offs are you willing to make to reach your financial goals? Are you willing to put in the activity to chase that higher rate? Or do you value the peace of mind that comes with a lower but guaranteed return? The answer to that question is what will define your personal financial strategy. And that's a wrap for this explainer. I really hope our little hunt gave you a fresh perspective. If you want to join us on our next deep dive, please make sure you subscribe to Parafit PH on YouTube and follow our page on Facebook. And hey, like and share this explainer. We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment or a question below. Tell us, what trade-offs are you thinking about making? Thanks so much for watching.